Yes. What is the difference between a manager?
Difference between manager and leader.
Hmm.
Um, a manager, I think a manager like he controls,
Okay.
he
Controls.
controls people and he makes sure like people get the work done.
Okay.
While the leader like he would like inspire the workers
Okay, fine.
and
Inspires them.
inspires them and motivates them.
Okay. Ricky, you want to add?
Yeah, like managers make decisions and leaders take initiative.
So managers make decisions.
Yeah, they plan, organize, and coordinate.
Hmm.
And then leaders,
So plan, organize, coordinate, and they also controlled, like Aham has already mentioned. And what do the managers do?
they involve and engage with the subordinates, and they
Mm-hmm.
sometimes combine decisions.
Yeah,
They're innovative.
And
yeah,
managers have
yeah.
subordinates and leaders have followers.
Good. Subordinates, and these guys have followers. Very good. Okay, so we get an idea. We have an idea of what managers and leaders are. Okay, now there's this theory, McGregor's theory. Does any of you theory X and Y?
So what did you say?
Any of you know about the McGregor's theory,
Is
X
the
and
X
Y?
and Y? I think
Yeah.
it's like X is like managers and like how people follow them, and then Y is if they do it together, something like that.
Okay. What do you think? I am.
Um, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, a lot of students get confused between the theory X and theory Y. They think that it is the employees who are actually like that. But this theory is actually from the manager's perspective, okay? From the employee perspective, okay? Um, McGregor, okay? And he says that believes that who are working under him or are in his team, they are.
Unless your voice keeps getting cut out.
Yeah,
It
same. I can't,
keeps
your voice cuts out.
okay. I mean, I don't know what I can do to fix it. Let me check my internet speed because I'm connected to the other Wi-Fi. Is it connected to that one? Okay, let me switch to my other Wi-Fi, okay? Give me a second.
All right.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. And is it better?
I
Yeah.
think
Okay, let me know if it goes, and I'll see if I can switch back again.
All right.
My speed right now is coming up as 21 Mbps, so I don't know why it was messing up. Let's see. Okay, so according to the McGregor's theory, there are two types of managers. Okay, one of them is a Theory X manager. In his perspective, his employees are lazy, they dislike work, and they try to avoid work. Okay, and they are only motivated by money. Okay, the source of their motivation is money. All right. So according to a Theory X manager, a manager who has a Theory X approach, uh, he is going to have an autocratic style. Who remembers what an autocratic leadership style is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What about you, Aham?
So I forgot. What's autocrat?
Okay, Ricky, you want to tell what an autocratic leadership style is?
It's like a one-way communication, like the leader holds on to much power and controls the decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. And authoritarian or an autocratic leadership style are those that retain control, and they do not communicate effectively with their employees. They just give on their decisions to them. So there is no two-way communication. They pass on their orders to them, okay, to the employees, and the employees have to follow those. So a Theory X manager, because he believes that his employees do not like work and they're lazy and they try to avoid work and they are, look busy, do nothing kind of people. Um, he adopts an autocratic leadership style. And this Theory X manager is a kind of manager who retains control in order to ensure that his lazy employees actually get the work done. Okay. So, that is what a Theory X manager is. Okay, so Theory X manager, uh, he has a perspective of his employees being lazy, and so based on that, his approach to dealing with his employees turns into more controlling. Okay, but a Theory Y manager is the opposite. Okay, Theory Y manager believes for his employees to be committed. Um, He believes that his employees seek satisfaction in their work, are enjoying work, they're satisfied, um, they are keen on taking responsibilities, and with that, they prefer enjoying challenging tasks. And because of that, a Theory Y manager usually adopts a leadership style where he gives them some control, perhaps a democratic leadership style where employees can, use their skills and contribute to the decision making. Uh, Ricky, do you want to tell what a democratic leadership style is?
So democratic is basically like a focus of powers within like the group as a whole. It's like two-way communication.
Hmm. Yeah. So, a democratic leadership style adopts two-way communication, communicates with their employees, respects the fact that they have their own experience, their skills to share. So, whatever decision's been made, the manager discusses with their employees and then makes the decision rather than imposing the decision on them. Okay? Are we clear about Theory X and Theory Y manager?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This is an approach, a perspective from the manager's viewpoint, okay? This is not how your employees actually are. What McGregor actually said is this is the approach, and then McGregor's critiques, they said that if you assume for your employees to be like this, lazy and they dislike work, uh, they will actually become that. If you keep thinking that they are. So because
Um,
they know that their manager has this perspective about them, they're going to become one of those. So that was his critiques as well in the theory, okay? So
yeah,
and no questions on theory X theory Y McGregor's theory? No?
No.
Okay. Ricky,
yeah.
any questions?
No.
Okay. So the different leadership styles that we'll go over are the ones that I've done with Ricky. We'll go over it again. Um, so I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, okay, Ricky? So
Yeah.
the first one is the authoritarian, which is also called the autocratic leadership style. Okay, like I just mentioned, autocratic leadership style is an approach that adopts one-way communication. This is when the manager they try to impose decisions on their employees. Uh, there is no feedback involved. There's mostly orders given out. When do you think, Aham, when do you think this method might be suitable? Or do you think it's never suitable with
Uh,
employees?
I think it's suitable when there's like a big decision to make, or like
Okay.
if the business is at a risk of like
Okay.
if a business is at risk of like failing, so I think
Okay.
it's a suitable method.
Okay. So suitable in times when instant decisions need to be made.
Yeah.
Instant decisions. You don't have time for feedback. Um, any other situation?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Ricky, what about you?
For which one?
For when might an autocratic leadership style might be suitable?
So like for safety, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So
Give me an example.
if there's a fire in the building, rather than group
Mm-hmm.
decisions, you need one person who can take control and lead everyone to safety.
Yes. Okay. So for example, there is a fire and the decision needs to be made urgently. Fine. When else? When?
Another
What other
another one
situation?
another one can be like a country leader, like a prime minister or something. We need someone
Mm-hmm.
in charge to to take charge of the whole country, make sure everything runs well, and it's basically like keeping the country safe, I guess.
Okay. Yes. Even in the army, you said last time the army and the police, they need to
Yeah,
kind of retain control. Also, when your employees are unskilled, when you have unskilled labor and they have no idea what to do, you have to adopt an autocratic leadership style in order to train them as to how the work needs to be done, right? So it is also suitable when you're working with a group of unskilled workers because they need training, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So in conclusion, an autocratic leadership style, it has it retains control, it has one-way communication, it focuses on power, it has little delegation. What is delegation?
Giving work to the subordinates and giving them control.
Yes. Delegation involves giving some work to your subordinates. So let's say as a teacher, I'm going to ask my assistant to maybe conduct one of my lecture because I'll be late. Uh, that gives a sense of motivation and sense of accomplishment to the TA that I have is because they'll feel like, okay, yes, my boss trusts me to be able to, go in front of all the students and teach them. So they trust my knowledge. They might feel motivated because they'll be able to, kind of they'll get an exposure. They'll be getting training for the future. They'll get some motivation once they accomplish a very successful lecture, right? So
Yeah.
in an autocratic leadership style approach, there is very little delegation, which is of course then demotivating, because this is usually the approach when the manager does not trust the employees. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
Miss,
questions on, yeah?
I think I have one more.
Mhm.
Like, leader is a similar kind of trust, but like the a leader might like use like other authoritarian, because like if they were to use like something like democratic and everyone gives like their own ideas and didn't want to do it sometimes, there would
Uh-huh.
be confusion and who's the leader, and that
Okay.
could lead to like arguments within business or like overall like reduced productivity in the business. So it's not good.
Yes. Yes. It could lead to conflicts as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually makes that is a drawback of democratic leadership style, because the decision making becomes slower in the democratic leadership style,
Yeah.
right? That is mostly because you want to listen to everybody, and you want to listen to everybody's opinion and what they have to say. So you're very right. That eventually leads to slower decision making as well. And that takes us to democratic leadership style, which is the second leadership style in our chapter. The democratic leadership style is the complete opposite of autocratic. What do you know about it?
Me?
Yeah.
Isn't it when the whole like all the employees and the managers make a decision,
Yes.
not
Okay.
just focus on the leader?
Okay. So focus of power, more with everybody as a group, fine.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Um. That's
It's
it.
okay. What about Ricky?
It's mainly used in small businesses or like sole trader
Pardon?
businesses. It's mainly used in like small businesses using like sole traders.
Okay.
So we have
Really? So
sorry?
big organizations don't adopt democratic leadership style?
I don't, not that much. I don't think so.
It's not a thing for smaller organizations or bigger organizations. Various organizations adopt democratic leadership style. A lot of big organizations actually value more of employees, their skills, their abilities, and they value their employee morale and their motivation. Most importantly, uh, workplaces like Google, Apple, you go on the internet and search for the workstations and the workplaces for Google, especially. They really value how motivated their employees are and their morale. So we might not say that small organizations adopt democratic leadership style. A lot of organizations do adopt democratic leadership style, because this is a leadership style that involves everybody, and it is one of the leadership style that motivates the employees. So it is an approach that anybody might adopt, whether it's a small business or a large business. Okay,
Yeah,
because if you go on the internet and search Google workplace, you will see there's this table, and then there's these colorful couches all around it, and everybody, the teams sit together, and they pool in their ideas, they discuss things, creative ideas for marketing strategies and whatnot. That is
yeah,
a democratic approach, right?
yeah,
So from my observation, from what I know, Google uses a democratic leadership style, but you cannot use the same leadership style throughout the entire organization. These are leadership styles adopted by managers. It may be that One manager might adopt a democratic leadership style, but the other might adopt a autocratic leadership style. So it's not the entire organization as the entire culture. It's a manager's approach, right?
Yeah.
So might be different here and there. So democratic leadership style, it focuses the focus of the power is more with the group. Everybody works together. Um, Although it has slower decision making, but the decision making involves employees and their opinions, their skills, their contributions. When I make these two arrows, the decision or the communication goes down and upwards. That means there's two-way communication between the employees. Okay. And so the employees are highly involved. Okay. And so the employees, they're likely to be more motivated with a higher morale because they feel trusted that their opinion, their voices are being heard, and what their skills they're able to implement and use their own skills and share their own ideas as well. However, it makes the decision making process slower. Okay, so that is a drawback of democratic leadership style, and this has higher delegation. Okay,
Yeah.
any questions on democratic before I move on?
No.
Okay, Ricky?
No.
Perfect. So the third leadership style is the paternalistic leadership style, which is also known as what, Ricky?
Father and son.
A father-like leadership style, a father figure. Why?
Because like they take like the way they control or whatever is more like a family way. Like
Okay.
like the leader decides what's best for the employees.
Mm-hmm.
Like they how they would treat their own kids. Like they would do like that. They'll be like,
Yes.
I feel like this is best for you because it's safe, or like if there's a fire, I want you to come to me so I can take care of you, something like that.
Yeah. What happens in paternalistic leadership style, and the reason why it's called a father figure is because just like all the fathers, they come around, they ask what everybody thinks should be done, and ask them, what do you think that this is the problem? What do you think we should do? And whatever the employees say, they'll hear it out, but whatever decision they think is more beneficial for everybody and that benefits everyone, that is the decision that they make. So the leader decides, despite of taking suggestions, make everybody feel that yes, okay, fine, we heard you. But in the end, the leader is the one who decides what is best for the employees. And that is the reason why it's called the father figure, because that's what dads do. They always come and ask you, uh what do you want, and then they go and get exactly what they want to get for you, right? So
Yeah.
leader decides what is best for the employees. um it's a softer approach, a softer a form of autocratic leadership style, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, so it often results in better motivation, and because at least the employees feel like, okay, fine, at least he asked, right? And it's a way they kind of convince the employees that this is the better decision and this is what's going to bring you m- more benefits if we do this, right? So that's a better a softer version of autocratic leadership style. Any questions on paternalistic?
Oh no.
Okay, then moving on to laissez-faire.
Miss Asha, I have one.
Yes. Yeah.
Paternalistic, can it be with the owner and the manager, or can it be like the owner and a worker? Like, who is it normally with?
all of these are leadership styles for the managers, right?
Yeah.
So it is the manager, but yes, when we say the owner is actually the manager of the manager, right? So he's the boss's boss. So yes, they might also adopt this leadership style. But remember, I'll show you this one thing you should know that I think everybody should know before they study this topic is that there is a management hierarchy or the decision hierarchy. Okay. Okay. There, let me show you. There are three levels of management or and the three levels of decisions that they make. Okay.
Yeah.
We have the strategic management, which is also called the top level management. Okay. These are the people who make the top level decisions. So the long-term decisions that require massive amount of investment and are that affects the business in the long run. For example, related to growth, related to mergers or takeovers, related to launching a new product line. These are strategic decisions, okay, made by the strategic management, okay? So it is the strategic management that makes that decision. The lower level manager that we're talking about over here, the leadership styles for these managers, they don't make those decisions. The strategic management are people like the CEOs or the board of directors, or these are the top level people who make that decision. Okay.
Yeah.
Then comes the middle management, okay, which
Yeah.
is the middle layer. These are the people who actually deal with the employees who adopt these leadership styles, right? So this could be your marketing manager, your HR manager, your sales manager. They make decisions about whatever decision the aims and objectives that were set by the strategic management. The middle layer managers work on building a strategy to achieve these aims that were set by the top level management. For example, the strategic management says, hey, we're launching a new product, okay? The middle layer management, the strategy, they work towards what are we going to do? So the middle layer manager, let's say the marketing manager, works with his team on the 4 Ps or even the 7 Ps. Okay. How are we going to promote this product? What are the features of this product? What price should we set for the product? Where are we going to promote the product? Where are we going to sell the product? That the marketing manager is going to deal with and work with his team to make that decision. Similarly, in the middle layer at this point, maybe the HR manager will work on a strategy that is going to contribute to the major decision that was made by the strategic management. They maybe say, we're launching a new product, or we're going to grow and take over another business. The HR department looks into the recruitment. They might be working into the training. So the middle layer works. These are the middle level managers who make these decisions. They actually work
Can you repeat
on
that?
building a strategy. Yeah.
Can you just repeat that? You broke down for a second.
Okay, I'll repeat that. So the middle layer managers, they work on building a strategy in order to achieve the aims or contribute towards the decisions that were made by the strategic level management. Okay. So the middle layer works on the strategies. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then comes the bottom layer of the managers, which is the lowest level of employees, lowest These are your tactical managers who make the tactical decisions, okay? Um, they deal with decisions that are like, the day-to-day decisions.
Wait, Miss, what is this pyramid called again?
Um, you could call, I think it's called the hierarchy of management.
All right.
Of management. Let me just check. Yes, it is the hierarchy of management. Okay.
Yeah.
So the tactical managers, they make day-to-day decisions like these managers are also the ones that adopt these leadership styles. So for example, the tactical manager, boss, can I take a day off? Or I'm sick, I need to leave. Um, can I have a half day? These are the simple day-to-day decisions. Those are the decisions they make. Okay. And all three of them adopt these leadership styles. Okay. The
Yeah.
strategic management, they only deal with the middle level management. And because they are working with highly skilled employees, because your middle level managers, they're highly, highly, highly skilled. That is why they're sitting at the top of the departments, right? So mostly, often, they're given a laissez-faire approach. Why? Because the strategic management says, hey, listen, this is what I want. And the middle managers, they work on building a strategy. So that really depends on the manager. It depends on the kind of case study you get in the exam as well. Okay, so these are the layers of management you must know. I think this will help you better understand the leadership styles. Are we clear on this? Do we have any questions?
No.
Okay. Now, the laissez-faire approach, it's a French word which simply translates into leave alone. Now, this approach is trusting the employees and giving them the complete freedom to carry out their day-to-day tasks and make their own decisions. Okay. So here the employees have complete freedom to make day-to-day decisions. Okay. And there's a lot of delegation of power here. When was it, Ricky? When was it I said laissez-faire is a suitable approach to adopt? In what scenario?
I think when you want innovative ideas or something.
Okay. In what job roles? In what job roles?
Maybe like art.
In art?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not completely sure. I think I
Yeah, sure. Artists deserve the freedom to work. Yes. What else? What do you think, Aham? Any of you can answer. Okay with that.
I'm not really sure, miss.
Okay. Because laissez-faire is an approach that is adopted with employees when they are highly skilled. It's more suitable to adopt a laissez-faire leadership style when the employees are highly skilled. So perhaps with chefs, do you really think if you're going to tell a chef what to do, they're really going to achieve what they aim for? They can't, because you can't give them the guidelines what to do, right? Chefs need to have that freedom in their kitchen, right? What about scientists?
yeah,
They
they
need
need
to
to
have
know
that
stuff.
freedom. Yes, I also gave another one. Do you remember that?
Um Teacher.
Teachers.
Yeah.
If somebody's going to tell me what I need to do and how I need to teach and tell me, step by step, I will never be able to use my skills to be able to deliver what I want, right? So laissez-faire is usually adopted with highly skilled employees who have a sound knowledge of what they're doing. So usually with people like chefs, scientists, teachers, and these are mostly not your middle school teachers, but rather your college and university teachers, especially the PhD ones. They have the freedom of the way they want to teach, right? So, laissez-faire is an approach that is adopted to give employees the freedom that they want, right? However, it also has a drawback. Some employees might want a pat on their back. They would want to be recognized for what they do, and they would want to be seen, right, for their efforts. So, not getting recognition because there is no two-way communication here. Because in a democratic leadership style, if you do something good, your boss always tells you that, okay, good job. Laissez-faire does not have that. So that can also be demotivating for employees. Okay?
Yeah.
Are we good? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Okay. We are done with leadership styles. Let's see what is next. We've got more theories to do. Understanding management decisions. Okay. Let's move on to the theory. Okay. Yes. Okay. So what do you remember from the Tannenbaum theory? Wait, I'll just add the diagram over here so that I can explain that because I cannot draw that. Yeah, Ricky, do you remember? We went over that together.
I think it's about the managers, and there's different types of levels,
Mm-hmm.
and it basically gives an overview of how them making like decisions help. I kind of
Okay.
forgot that.
Okay. Aham, what about you? Do you remember? Have you guys done this in school yet?
Sorry?
Right?
Have you guys done this in school yet?
We haven't done it properly. Or like our teacher, he's not really that good, and he didn't. Well, my teacher at least he didn't explain it fully.
Ricky, we have the
Okay.
same teacher.
Yeah, I know, but different class. But my teacher didn't really explain it to us.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Okay. Let's explain it to you now. Now, you're not going to have a direct question on, what the theory is. Maybe in the MCQ is fine, yes. But there's going to be questions rather on application, okay? So we're going to work around that. First, let's explain to you what the theory actually is. So this is yeah. Okay, so the continuous over here, it represents a range of actions in two aspects, okay? This is what I'm referring to, the continuum, okay?
Yeah.
This represents the range of actions adopted by the managers, the leaders, the non-managers, okay? So this covers two areas: the degree of authority that is used by the manager or the leader, and it goes over the area of freedom that is available to the employees. Okay, so in what situations or what approaches when it is the manager might adopt, right? So there's different the four styles that has been highlighted by the within the theory. So there is tell, there is sell, there is consult, and then there is joins. Okay, in the this is a manager centered, so more on this side, everything on this side is the reinforcement, the place where the manager tries to retain control. Okay, so manager centered leadership. However, towards this side of the continuum, the subordinates or the employees are the people who have more of the freedom of contributing in the decisions. Okay, so that is what the manager centered and the subordinate centered labels over there show. But the four leadership styles that are highlighted in this theory are tell, sell, consult, and join. So in the tell, over here in the tell, the leader identifies what the problem is, okay? And he makes a decision and then announces to the subordinates, and he asks them to implement it. So this is more of an autocratic approach, don't you think? So in the tell, the manager is simply, he is making the decision on his own, okay?
Yeah.
He's not consulting over here.
Yeah.
Yeah? Any confusion?
No.
Miss, what does the red line mean again?
Pardon? The red line? What?
The
It's called the continuum. I'll write it over here. Wait.
what does it represent?
Continuum. It represents these two things here. The degree of the authority that is used by the leader, okay? And the
Yeah.
amount of freedom that the employees have, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay? The degree of freedom is pretty low in this end because the managers retain control on this side. But it is high on this side because subordinates, the employees, they have more freedom on this side. This is where they retain control. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So in the tell, the manager has the most amount of power, the most amount of control over here in the tell stage, that the manager, he makes the decision and tells the staff about it. So he's making the decision and telling them what to do. Then comes the second one, that is sell. As the title says itself, the manager in this point, what they do is that they still make the decision, but they try to overcome the resistance through persuading the team, persuading his employees that, hey, listen, this is for the best of everybody. So although the decision is made by the manager, but the only thing different he's doing over here, he's selling the idea. He persuades the team, the workforce, say the subordinates, about the idea. So that, everybody is kind of in loop and is happy with that decision. So he kind of works, communicates, and convinces everybody that, hey, this was a good idea, and it was for the best of everybody. Which leadership style that we just studied from, which leadership style does this more sound like? No, yes.
Ladies first. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Laissez-faire, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll explain this again. Look, the cell approach in this theory, this is when the decision is made by the manager, but he convinces the subordinates, the team, the employees, that this was for the best of everybody
Oh,
in order to
paternalistic.
avoid resistance. Exactly.
Realistic, yeah.
It's paternalistic because the decision has been made by the manager, but he convinces everybody, so he respects everybody enough to be able to kind of, avoid resistance and convince everybody to make the decision, right? Understand and agree with the decision that he's made. Okay.
Yeah.
Then comes the consult stage. Okay. There are three stages in this. Okay. So the manager presents ideas and invites questions from the staff, and the manager presents a tentative decision. So what he thought, so there is a problem and or decision needs to be made. He he presents ideas and asks everybody as to, what do you think we should do in this particular situation? And then he shares a tentative decision, and he's like, okay, so I think upon our discussion, I've decided that we could do this, but we can still change it. And once everybody has agreed or disagreed, and then they finally come up with a decision and they get suggestions, and then he finally makes a decision on that. So the consult stage is when the leader identifies the problem. Okay, he identifies the problem. Then he works towards presenting it to the group. And then he listens to advice and takes suggestion. And they all, in a collaboration, they make a decision that benefits everybody and that everybody is in agreement with. Which leadership style does this sound like?
Democratic.
Yes. Okay. So this is the stage where there is no manager control and there is no subordinate centered approach. This is a central approach where everybody is working together in order to make a decision. Okay. Then finally comes the third or the fourth part of this theory, that is when the leader joins. Okay, so it's a subordinate centered approach. This is when the leader joins. The manager asks the group to make decisions within the limit he or she sets, and then manager allows team to develop options, decide, and actions defined by manager. Okay, so in this stage, what the manager is doing is he's joining the team and they're all working together. Okay, so this is where the leader, he defines the problem and then passes on the solving of the problem and the decision making to the group. And he actually joins the group as well. Okay, so which the manager is part of. Okay, so this is when the manager joins the group in order to uh whatever decision has been made and whatever strategy they adopt. Okay, and that is the theory, the continuum theory by Tenenbaum Schmidt. Okay, any questions on this?
Oh no.
Any
No.
confusion on anything that I've covered so far?
No.
Okay.
Wait,
What I'll
miss,
do is yes, go on.
is it possible to you to send this like page?
Yeah, I'm going to. I always send the notes in the end of the
Or
class. Yeah,
thank
because we've only got one class a week, so I wouldn't make you sit and write the notes. It's always better that I send the notes